Welcome back to another Morb Engineer video. Not been on for a couple of weeks and I will apologise for that. I have not been in good shape whatsoever.
I'm still in a world of pain here.
I tried recording a couple bits, but it's not the best viewing. You could see that I weren't my normal form, and to be honest I think it was completely unwatchable. So I filmed a bit of me stripping side skirts off the FHV8, and then I've done a bit at Richardson's Transport because I went off and finished off the catwalk and side skirts for his FH650. So that was a bit, I don't know, when I broke my foot I was still myself through that, and you know I was keen to do content. This time with sciatica, I think it's played sort of on my mind a bit more. It's actually got me quite down because I'm a man who likes to get on in life, and this has really stopped me from getting on. And I'm currently still in a lot of pain. However, I've been back to work for a week trying to settle myself in it. It's been a struggle, I can tell you. But I've had a bit of a move around in the workshop. So I'll give you a quick tour of that, and then I've got something different for today's episode, and I'll show you that in a minute. So here's where we are. We've got the main door, a living trailer right over that side, Libby over there. We've got Kyle's Volvo here with a cab there, 4 Series cab there, and all the bits for this Volvo over here. Bit of junk corner, but there you go. Steel welding bay is still there. T-cabs here till that goes. Got a nice FH16 750 in the workshop, and I've got the FH V8 set up in bay 1. So we've actually got bay numbers there. So we've got bay, can you see that? Let me come a bit closer. We've got bay 2, we've got bay 1, we've got bay 3 over there. But that's my alley welding bay. So I've got that next to the FH V8 because, you know, when you're doing things like side skirts, catwalks, you want to be quite close to it. We got the FH750, that's in for, he's asked for rear infill, full rear infill on there, finishing it up, under fifth wheel infill, possibly new sides, new A-frame. It's got a lot of little bits that need doing on there, but we're just looking at it on getting all pricing together for that currently. So with that, I've got a nice 50-ton press now. I've actually got an anvil, which I wanted an anvil for a long time. Anvils are so handy and you don't see them nowadays, but luckily someone had one and they offered it to me, said I'm only going to get rid of it, so if you want it, come grab it. So I've just got to go get that. So that is all that, but without any further ado, I'm going to set this camera up and then you can see what today's video is going to be all about when I come in. Of course, it's been a while, I don't know how to set a tripod up there. God, this is not good. Oh, also, Edwina's back. You probably would have seen that on Tim's channel, but she's back now, and she is now a he, that is Roy. I'll be bringing this today's episode project in with Roy. So, without any further ado, this video is going to be I think it's going to be a will it start, won't it start sort of episode. Now this is a little barn find as such. It is a non-running Yamaha. That's all I know about it. It's a 2008 model and it's not ran for, that's an old tax disc that is, and that was the last time it was on the road. So it's not ran for 12 years. Now, the farmer that owned this was adamant he was going to fix it one day. Now, I'm not sure he quite had the skill set to fix it, but he gave it a good go, but he couldn't give me good reasons for why he was giving certain things a good go. So for some reason he stripped all this fuel regulator down. Why? Nobody knows. So he said it's not starting. He thought it was probably a fuel issue, so he just decided to take apart that fuel pipe system. I've looked at the fuel in the tank and it's bright orange. I think it is well and truly gone off fuel. So there's many little things. The battery's knackered in it, but I think if I get a jump box on it for purpose of trying to start it, I'll use a jump box on it. I'm going to whip spark plug out, clean that up, make sure that's all right. There's many things I'm going to try on it, but yeah, it's been sat a long time. I don't think he stripped the fuel side that long ago, actually. I think he was sick and tired of looking at it, thought he'd give it a go himself, and then realised he didn't know why it wasn't working and just left it. So it's not the greatest thing when you've got to come along and try and fix something that someone else has stripped down, but a bit of fun and it makes a good video. So what I'm thinking is, I've got this for a little steal. This was a little bargain. I'm not going to lose money on this ever. But once this is up and running, she's a nice capable, if it's up and running, should I say, because I don't know what's up with it yet. But my plan is get that up and running, and then we can do a little video with Timbo against the Gator, just to see how the old Gator and the Yamaha compare. I mean, granted, that's got some blingy alley wheels on it for some reason. So, for starter, looking at this air filter that looks like it's been sucked inside out, something tells me that wasn't helping it. And I've just seen inside this air box, and it's full of mud in the bottom there. So I think carburetor off, give that a good clean out. I'm going to strip her down. I've got a feeling that might be blocked. Fuel tank, take that out, empty that out. I've got some fresh fuel. I might just set it up with a gravity fed fuel from the top into the carburetor. I'll get you set up in a minute, and then we'll go through. I've got to check the oil and everything else before I try and turn it over, so we'll get on that straight away. Right, this is a bit different. I've had to set lighting up because it's quite dark in here. So I'm going to get this air cleaner box out of the way, and then that gives me greater access to the carb to get that all taken off, so I can clean that out. I'd rather not take the carb all the way off if I can help it, but if I've got it, I've got it. So we will see. The drain tube on the bottom of the air filter's solid. Yeah, I think if I just take her off, give her a good clean out, that should be plenty good enough. Good old should be. There's also a lot of dodgy wiring everywhere I've seen. Stuff that looks very aftermarket, insulation tape. Oh God. Yeah. It is very powdered up in there. So again, I've got wires on the bottom, so I'll just take photographs of where they are. Just seeing. If you ever need to get a starter motor, you've got to take all this off anyway, because it's underneath it. I think rather than take all the cables out, I can see the cables working because it's opening. When I press the throttle, it opens the butterfly inside. I think I just want to strip this down, the bottom side, the bowl, see what's going on inside. I think that's my best bet. Very soft screws. This is great. I'm still in a world of pain here. gonna be one of them days today, isn't it? Just realised how much I'm groaning. Right, I've just got to get my back a bit more comfortable, and then I'll be back with you. You rejoin me the next day. So yesterday I was stripping the carb out of the Yamaha, whatever it is, no idea. And we had a guest to HQ, Odin of Devon. Some of you may already know him. He's probably got one of the best kitted out Volkswagen crafter vans in the UK, I would say. It is mega. But anyway, he was coming to HQ yesterday, so he arrived and he was very helpful. He actually fixed quite a lot of stuff on my crafter for me while he's here and gave me some awesome seat covers, which look real nice. But I did manage to get this off, and I'll be honest with you, it was a struggle. This is the carburetor. I have never in my life took a carburetor off and had to struggle taking every single screw out. Every single screw is even snapped or rotted in there. I've had to cut flats in some of the heads because it is just rounding off, so I've had to use a flatted screwdriver and do it, but God knows what I'm going to do there. But I've managed to get all 4 screws out of the bowl. Got all 4 screws out of the bowl, so I've just got to. That is thick orange rust on there. You shouldn't really have rust in a carburetor. I think there's water inside. I've had a lot of water inside that. That was my sneaky suspicion. So when I took this off, I sprayed a bit of brake cleaner in the main feed, and I had to drain out of the bottom of the bowl, and that would not run through. So that was telling me that was blocked up, and I looked in there in that main feed tube and that looked quite rusty. So I'm going to strip these floats out, strip this carb out, see if I can clean it up. But I've got big problems here because the bolts are snapped in the bottom there, because I'd have to drill and tap them out. I'm going to see if I can find a second-hand carburetor. I'll have a look and then I'll come back. The only trouble is I don't know what carburetor it is. All I know is it's a Yamaha, so it's a guessing game. Before we start spending any money on it, let's see if we can get it running first. Right, keep that in soak. So soak it all in petrol just to try and draw everything off of it that shouldn't be on there. So that's your float in the carburetor. So that sits in your bowl. So what happens is that allows the fuel to come into the bowl and fill the bowl up. So the bowl always has fuel in it. So as that drops down, it opens the valve, which allows petrol to come trickling back in. But as it gets full, it floats up and cuts the valve off. And then that way, you'll never get too much fuel in your carburetor. Well, you shouldn't do anyway. And there's the valve that it's attached to. It's like a little plunger, which in all honesty looks quite good condition, surprisingly. Up there, got to go wash my eye out because I've got maintenance spray in there. Danger, extremely flammable. Oh God, may cause drowsiness or dizziness. Keep out of reach of children. Avoid breathing vapor spray. Use only outdoors in a well ventilated area. Wear protective gloves. Check. Do not eat, check, drink or smoke when using this product. Dispose of content containing repeated exposure may cause skin dryness or cracking. That's alright. It doesn't say you shouldn't get it in your eye, but I'm going to go get an eye wash and then back in a second. That's better. I'm starting to think that I'm a bit of a health hazard lately. Let's look at the positives. Just found out what the problem is. That's the main feed in. When I spray in there, it comes out and don't go through there. So that tells me that main feed's blocked. It's the main feed tube. Very furry, and I've just knocked the lump off the end, so there wasn't a hole there. Inside, so tricky to show you this. That hole there, it is brimmed. Sprayed down without looking in it. going to get a bit of welding wire so I can hook it in and try and push it through. I'm going to leave that to soak for a bit and then I'll come back when I've got that feed tube cleaned out. I think there's chock-a-block with corroded stuff and rust in there, so you can't really see what's going on, so I'm going to do that and then I'll come back to you. Right, I've got that unblocked. I've drilled out them snapped off bolts. Now I'm guessing it's now time to put this back together, if I can remember how it goes. So that little shut off valve hangs on the float. Not like that. Let's just calm this down for a second. I need to put the seat in first for the valve. Screw in there. Valve back on there for the third time. So there's the float. So the valve and the seat are in there. So when that's down, fuel goes in there and it can bypass that valve. When it fills up, pushes the valve up, stops the fuel coming through. Something like that anyway. I'll behave. That's that and that. Just realised I'm not doing much talking, but I've really got to concentrate on here because it's easy enough to miss something out and then it's all game over. And I'm just going to run a drill through them holes just to realign. So I'll try and get the bolt through the other way, but no such luck. Gloves off, we're getting serious. Just to be clear, if this does get running, I shall be buying a new carburetor. Trouble is, I'm not going to spend money on it and there's something majorly wrong with the engine. I don't think there is, but why risk it? Just get a spanner for these. And if anyone out there says, why didn't you do this, why didn't you go buy that? Just so you're clear, it's 1:15 on a Sunday afternoon. Currently, I'm in a major rush to get footage filmed so it can be uploaded this week. Because as you know, I've not uploaded, so, and as I explained yesterday, I think, I haven't felt myself. I feel nowhere near 100%. I don't think it's fair that I'm not uploading any content. But it's just the predicament I found myself in. So when you know you're getting old, you can't bend down without making a noise. I'd probably do things a different way on here if I could, if I had more time. But as I say, it's Sunday afternoon. Can't see me getting a lot more time to do it. That is my rebuilt carburetor. I've put new bolts in there, as you can see. I'd like to have filled the bowl up so I didn't have to keep pumping that to get it full, but I think for trial purposes I'm going to make a little bottle with petrol in so I can squeeze it to get it started, because I think that fuel tank's got to come off, because looking inside, I don't know if you can see that. That is very, very orange petrol, and it doesn't smell good whatsoever. This is a bit of a will it run video. Now yesterday, this caused me huge amounts of pain leaning over in here. Hopefully it doesn't today. Put the throttle cable back in. I haven't got the old nimble fingers for this sort of malarkey. Boom. That's that, and that. Now where's the choke? Here. here. So it looks fairly clean. That plugs on there. There. So carburetor's back on. I've rigged up this little temporary fuel line just so we can see if she's going to start. Now the battery is kaput, which I'd expect after all these years anyway. Got my wire cutters in case I need to cut that temporary fuel tank off. Oh, actually, while I think about it, my tripod is completely out of whack here. Just going to check the oil, or maybe lack of oil. Well, that is completely bone dry, so I'm going to put oil in there. And then I'm going to get the jump pack and then I'll come back to you and then we'll turn her over, see if she'll start. I've managed to pre-fill the carb up with petrol, so the bowl is full. Fingers crossed, but we will see. Right, I filled her up with oil. Jump pack's on. Ignition's on, it's dead. Let's turn the jump pack on. That's on, that's ready. It doesn't tell me what gear I'm in. Neutral. Ah, there. No. That's low. That's high. It's neutral. Ah. I unplugged the handbrake. That might be something. Oh, it's gone off now. Come on. That's supposed to start now. Oh, let's pull the choke out. Choke in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get some pumps of the throttle. Of course it won't. It'd be way too easy, wouldn't it? Why would it want to start? It started, that'd be the end, wouldn't it? Yeah, it started. We can all get on with a life. Could just put a bit of easy start in there just to see if that'll. So I'm looking for a bit of easy start. Just give a little in the carb. Just see if that's enough to. Unfortunately, I used the last of my brake cleaner yesterday. Oh, that's that on. She's in there. Oh my God, what is that smell? Battery pack's gone flat. Okay, well, I actually did have it running for a second there on this fuel because I was watching that and that did go down. So I think all in all I'm going to call that a win. I was going to take it for a little drive, but I'm going to tinker away for a few more minutes and then I'll come back to you, see if we take it for a little drive. She's looking good. Right, I've now got a big Scania battery in the footwell there, jump leads to the battery. Let's see if we can get this going. Come on. Tick over needs work. I don't think we'll be going for a drive because the brakes feel a bit. Yeah, the brakes definitely need work on them. I'm going to call that a victory at the minute. For what I paid for this, which I don't really want to say, because it was a bargain. It was a bargain. But what I want to do now, I'm going to go over all the brakes because I seem to put my foot on the pedal and there's nothing on there. And I don't want to be putting it in gear when that's in front of it, because it goes in gear, got no brakes. That would not be a good day. I think that is going to be the plan. Get the brakes sorted. But for this video, I think that will do. We'll call this a win. Well, that thing has got serious potential. I'm going to enjoy going up against that. I think they've both got the fours in against. That is a bit, don't know if you noticed when I was sliding around there, she was trying to tip. She's quite tippy. Luckily she's got a roll cage on her. No doubt you'll see this again doing other stuff on other videos in the background. Just going to tidy it up and then we'll see what we do. Catch you on the next one.